Jeff, what do you think?
I mean, sorry, I was just making sure we were good. Um, I mean, yeah, I just I Joe Burrow, didn't he win it 2 years in a row? Um,
Comeback player? I don't think
no,
so.
no,
I don't
2
know
years
who
in a
won. I
row.
don't know who won it last year.
I thought it was Joe Burrow at one point, but anyway, that name was mentioned. That I was reading about. I was actually looking at that some of that stuff today. Um, a lot of people have been kind of questioning like what are the actual, I guess, things that you would actually what would require someone being comeback player of the year. And I think that was one question that was brought up on a couple articles I was reading. Uh, is it just normally it's like something happens during the season and they're injured and then they come back and then they bring a team, in the playoffs or something like that. Something happens either in or out of their control, and they end up making a run at something, and nobody really expected it, I guess. But um, I don't know if y'all look at it that way, or um, if maybe just the way that they vote is different than what people had been thought of in the past. So that was brought up. I mean, it's hard to really say like, okay, somebody got hurt and then now they came back and did something. I mean, normally it doesn't happen. But I don't have a problem with Sam Darnold. I think that nobody expected them to do jack squat. Um, and for him to be able to at least put some life into the Vikings, I think that's worthy of comeback player of the year. But um, what people have been talking about is what does that actual award mean in terms of voting for players to get it?
Yeah, and then
So,
I went and I just looked up a list of who won it, and um, Joe Flacco won it last year, and it wasn't because of injury, just because the he was a journeyman backup after the Ravens, and he had a really good year for the Cleveland Browns. And Geno Smith the year before that, I don't think he was injured. And then you had Joe Burrow in 2021, Alex Smith in 2020, which we all know the gruesome Alex Smith story.
oh yeah, that
So
was.
I like when I was growing up, I always thought it meant this guy come back from an injury, and but I've seen it before where they give it to guys that just a backup journeyman or a guy that just kind of really surprised you, and you're like, oh wow, where did this come from? The Geno Smith had that one really good year, and they're like, wow, um, so that, but I'm not bummed that Joe Burrow got it because I like Joe, but I just really think Sam he deserved it.
Yeah. And the thing, the other one, I also thought I don't know how many votes he got, but how many votes did Saquon get? I mean, did he even get any? I don't. Was he on the
Oh, I don't know who's on the
list?
list, but
Yeah,
he
it's just
did.
interesting. I think that that's a fascinating
I'm
tale. I mean, the guy
surprised.
just was in a horrible place for so long and underutilized, and pretty much the only dude doing a whole lot of anything offensively on that team. And so, and injuries came up as
Yeah.
well because of all that. So now that I think, man, that's another one that I thought he was going to be right there for, you know, for
Well,
that for that role.
he what surprised me is he didn't get one single vote for MVP.
Gosh, that's
Not
crazy,
one.
dude.
And that's insane, but he did win. That's the next award. He did win offensive player of the year.
Yeah,
And you talk about a guy that, I mean, this might be a year where you go back and go, maybe he should have won the MVP. We talked
yeah,
about it all year about holding this team together, and the glue that could have been. That could have been Saquon holding this team together.
yeah,
You hear all the rumblings and all the craziness behind the scenes, and they hate the coach, and but they kept winning, and Saquon was the guy that put the team on the back and made a big difference, and by far the biggest impact player uh, pickup in the offseason was Saquon Barkley. And Derrick Henry had a great year for the Ravens, but it's 100% Saquon Barkley.
Two guys that you thought were over the hill and done, and and they have very huge seasons.
Oh yeah, I didn't see this out of Saquon. He went he came out of college being really hyped, just hyped up about how good he's going to be, and he goes to the Giants, and I injuries, injuries, and injuries, and he comes here. I'm thinking, okay, well, can he be healthy? And this season, he really has, and whether that be to coaching, whether that be to the offensive line they have, whether that be the offensive scheme, whatever it may be, maybe it's the different people working them out and different things like that. It's totally worked out for the Eagles, and they are back in the Super Bowl with him. And I don't think they're there this season without him.
No, definitely.
No, not even close. And you know, I mean, yeah, I like the story of Saquon Barkley. I just think it's awesome
Yeah,
because especially like in a time where running backs,
are counted out.
their
Not
career is
important.
so short. It's like, you know, i- they don't have a whole lot of time in the
That's
NFL.
what I'm
So
saying. We thought both of those guys were on the backside of their careers and weren't just going to
yeah,
be kind of, fill in backs or split carry backs, and
yeah.
they both have huge seasons.
Oh, I just want to say we are live on YouTube.
Nice.
So if people are coming in or whatever, there was a mishap on the
Little
scheduling
snafu.
thing. Yeah. Still learning, guys. Still learning.
Yeah. Well, we switched up the password, so I went to look at YouTube logo, and our account is not even on there. I'm like, what the heck? And it wants me to go to my phone and all this too, and I'm like, I can't do it right now.
I figured it out.
But good to know. Good to know we're live. Defensive player of the year, Jeff Patrick Surtain,
Yeah.
beast mode. This guy's
Dude,
been great ever since.
he's too good, man. I'm glad they kept him. I know that he got paid. He got a big extension, um, either coming into the season or midway through. I can't remember exactly when they gave him that, but rightfully so. When he's on the field, he's dominant. Um,
Best cornerback in the league.
he's just too good, and I think that was one of my favorite picks that we've had in a draft in a very long time, really since Von Miller. I remember when we got him, I was like, man, this guy's going to be crazy. And, he has proved it 110%. So, um, I know he's been wanting that award and that was his goal. It was one of his like career goals. So he got it and he got a cool message from, Von Miller, kind of congratulating him and, reminiscing about when they drafted him. And then I remember he said there was a moment in practice where he shut down Cortland Sutton. Just not even, it was just like a preseason practice. And that's when Vaughn was like, yeah, this guy's good. So, yeah, it was awesome. I can't, there, I'm not, that's an award I'm not going to argue with. I'm not going to say, oh, it could be this or could be that. That guy has deserved it. He has been a very good player since he came into the league, since he's been a Bronco, and it's fun to see him get that. And he's very humble guy, very team first. So it's pretty nice to see.
No, he's really good. Fantastic when he's back there on the backfield. You don't throw on him. I mean, you just don't. Um, I I was laughing when you said very humble because I made me think of J.R. Alexander, who's a great cornerback when healthy, but he's not very humble. He'll talk his crap and let you know about it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a Green Bay Packer next year, but we'll see. Hopefully he is, and hopefully he stays healthy, but we'll see. Next award is Offensive Rookie of the Year, and they got this 100% correct. Jaden Daniels,
Oh yeah.
beast mode. This is a guy that the moment never looked too big for him. I mean, he really came in, made all the throws, the big throws, wasn't afraid to throw it downfield, has his team playing well, and Washington has arrived. And, kudos to them. the Dallas Cowboys has got to worry about that team for a while now, and I'm just glad he's not in my division, Craig. I'm glad he's not in my division. He's another guy. Obviously, has a big arm, makes the right throws. We talked about his story about using the virtual reality to speed up the game, so when he's in the game, it slows it down for him, which is genius. Um, but the guy's so smooth with his legs. He had the most rushing record. He has a rushing record for a rookie quarterback. I think he has the uh, pa- uh, passing percentage as well for a rookie quarterback. So he's accurate with the football. He's able to move around the pocket, make you miss, and he doesn't. I don't really see him take the big shots. The RG3 came in there and didn't know how to slide and maneuver, and Jane Daniels looks like he's RG3, but not taking the big hits and knowing when to get out of bounds and make the right move. So he he looks to be a special player going forward.
I mean, does it? I mean, I don't know. Does it worry? Are you worried about it, Craig, as a Cowboy fan?
I want to see next year because I look at what Stroud did, and then I look at the year Stroud had the second year, and seems to be people can figure him out and kind of throw some different stuff at him and alternate and bring out the weaknesses. So I want to see him do it for a couple of years before I'm too concerned. But he played a whole lot better than I expected him to play. I knew the team would be good, but I thought it was going to be a couple 3 years down the road. What scares me about it is they've got $97 million in cap space to go do whatever they want, to go get another edge rusher, to go get another wideout, to go get a better running back. They can really improve that offensive line. They can do a lot of things that'll make that team very dangerous in the future.
Yeah, they bring in Dan Quinn and Dan Quinn, he was the coach of the Falcons when they won the Super Bowl. And sure they blew the big lead to the Patriots, but they got him there, right? And so it's interesting. He did a pretty good job of the Dallas Cowboys defense, but we'll see. We'll see what he can do there. And who's their offensive coordinator? I always forget the guy's name. I can think of Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliff Kingsbury,
who wasn't a really good head coach, but he looks like he's got something working for him in a coordinator spot there. So um, we'll see. But the team is young, and they look to be a team to be reckoned with going forward. But you're right. Last year we talked about it. The beginning of this year, people were pitting Stroud in the top 10 and Love in the top 10. I said, well, you got to see it another year when they get tape on him, when they get something. And I think 100% right. He had a great season, but can he do this again? And I think that's really what happened. What matters the most is being able to make those adjustments to what defenses are doing to you, and those are what the good quarterbacks do, right? So, interested to see going forward what they look like. But
Oh, I just want to. So Derpy is on the YouTube thing, but for some reason the chat is not popping up. So I have it on the side here. I don't know why. Brought up Kellen Moore to the Saints.
yeah,
Eagles OC.
it's really about the only guy left.
yeah. What's
Okay.
also interesting too? There was a lot of talk about Coach McCarthy to Chicago and a lot of interest from the Saints. But they hired Ben Johnson really fast, and the Saints never even interviewed the guy. So was it all smoke? Was it all smoke and mirrors? I mean, I don't get it. I was like, he's got all these connections there. There was all these rumors about.
Yeah, he very quickly backed out and basically said, "I'm just going to take a year off and
100%.
And go into next year." So I don't know if the phone didn't ring like he thought it was going to, but he very quickly after being out of the Cowboys just said, "Nah, I'm going to hold off till next year and wait for another opportunity." So
and you
back
wonder,
to the basement. Back to the basement to watch tape, I guess.
Back to the shed to watch tape.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. The question now, and they've been talking on the radio, is will he ever coach again? And I just don't know if he will. I think the biggest question mark with him is his offensive scheme is kind of outdated, and um, no one wants
Which
that.
Dallas is still going to run apparently.
I hope
Sounds
Ryan's,
amazing.
you know, Craig, we talked about this a little bit, um, because it seems like, and I hope Ryan's still on because this is going to be a Cowboy conversation. They're so afraid to even consider bringing in someone new to teach Dak a new offense, to teach Dak something new where they maybe don't think he can learn it. And we've talked about maybe that's something to you know start thinking about because if your offense isn't changing and you're not changing something at least a little bit each year or changing up different things, then you're staying the same and people are getting figuring you out. And um but it seems like when they talk about bringing guys in for him, it's dumbing down the offense, and it's we need the same terminology and we need to make it this, and it just seems to me that they're afraid because maybe they don't maybe Dak isn't can't learn a new offense or they're afraid of it or something. But that's interesting.
Jerpy is saying Jerry Jones. If Jerry Jones is until Jerry Jones is gone, nothing will change. And I think that's
I don't think Jerry even changes it because
well, that's
Steven
true.
takes over, and that apple didn't fall very far from the tree. So
Yeah,
it stays in
yeah,
the
that's
Jones
true.
family. It goes from Jerry to Steven to Jerry Jr. to you know
Well,
it's just going to continue to go down the string until they sell it.
sometimes management isn't always good. I'm sure we'll be bringing that up here in a little bit. So,
Um,
especially change in management. Let me rephrase.
let's get into the big game, guys. We've talked for 44 minutes almost, and we haven't got into the Super Bowl really. And I think it's this year I'm more looking forward to the commercials than anything. Um, I want to pick the Eagles, um, but how do you go against the Chiefs? I mean, how do you go against the Chiefs? And it's difficult because I'm really tired of the Chiefs. At first when they won the first one, they ended up beating Brady to get there, and now we've seen Patrick Mahomes turn into Tom Brady all of a sudden. Now I hate the guy, and Taylor Swift, all that annoying stuff. But how do you go? How does anybody bet money against the Chiefs and feel comfortable at the end of the night if it's Super Bowl? I don't know how you can.
Yeah,
Well,
you don't.
I mean,
That's what
yeah.
you do. You stop doing it.
It's just I don't
I,
I don't. It's just I don't know. And look, let's get into some the game and like the Eagles. If the Eagles can't run the ball, it's over. They're done. If they don't run, if they cannot get Saquon going, it's over.
He has to have over. I picked it as 100. If he has over 165, they're in the game. If they keep him under 165, I think Kansas City wins the football game because Jalen Hurts isn't going to get it done. If you
I,
put this game, if you put this game on the arm of Jalen Hurts, then
you'll
it's
lose it.
not going to happen.
Hmm.
And so Saquon Barkley has to have the game that he's had in the playoffs. And I think very early. I think very early in the first quarter, first few drives, whether Barkley gets out. I mean, you knew immediately on the first play of the game
The
he goes
Washington, you're
for
going, oh,
60 something yards and spins and hurdles and we go, it's going to be a long day. And it was. And I think you're going to know very early in the football game whether Saquon can have some lane, can those guys get him some holes. They are very good at getting him out in space in screen passes and utilizing running him out of the backfield and throwing him the football. Um, I think they have to find different ways to get him the football and get the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hands
and
uh,
quickly. Yep.
quickly because the pass rush by Kansas City is good. It's you saw that against Buffalo. You saw Josh Allen not have a lot of time and make some decisions that he early in the game and late in the game that he normally wouldn't make. And he didn't get the protection a lot. You notice Josh Allen didn't slide some of the protections over and didn't catch them. Um, I don't know Hurts is good enough to read that, so I think they're able to get to him. Um, so yes, 100%. I believe Barkley is the key
He is the key.
to the way this game goes.
And the big thing too with the Chiefs, and then they talked. We did, I've heard it all over the radio, and it's 100% right. You can load the box with 8 guys, but
Oh,
if you don't tackle him with 8, he's gone.
right.
Having the safety and the cornerback try to bring this guy down in open field is whew, good luck.
He ran
And
through him. He ran over him.
mhm,
He jumped him.
he
He
jumped
he
over him backwards.
jumped over him backwards. Yeah. I mean, yeah. He had a phenomenal season. Had a phenomenal playoff so far. He's averaging over 200 both playoff games. And I firmly believe he's the key to the deal. And I think Travis Kelce is the key on the other side. I think if Kelsey can do like he did the first game and have 10, 12 catches, I think they're in good shape. If somebody can guard him and take him out of the football game, then I think the Chiefs wideouts are not the advantage. So I believe on one side of the football it's Kelsey, the other side it's Saquon, and there's your game.
Um, yeah, I mean, Saquon's got to be. They've got to control the time of game time, basically. Time possession.
Keep the
So
ball out
keep
of
keep
Mahomes'
him
hands.
keep him yeah keep Mahomes off the field.
He can't beat you if he's got a jacket on.
Yeah. So if they can win that, and I think if Saquon can run, I think they can, unless he busts out 65-yard touchdown runs in one play.
Which happens.
Yeah, which has happened. Um, yeah, it's just kind of a weird one. I'm not necessarily looking forward to this game, but I really hope the Eagles can pull this off. I just can't see the Chiefs do something again. It's not so. They're in my division. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to see this
Yeah.
again. And so it's just if the Cowboy fans are on the other end, it's like you want to see the Eagles win one more. It's be the second one in how many years? So,
2021, I believe it was.
yeah. So I mean, Derpy. I'll mention this. Derpy's excited for Puppy Bowl.
Puppy Bowl.
Okay.
Huh. Nice.
And Derpy has also said that after watching Tom Brady most of his life get away with, I guess, officiating stuff, maybe get away with crap. I'm not sure exactly what he's talking about, but
I mean, touch the ball. I
yeah.
mean, deflated footballs.
Yeah.
I mean, Brady had his set of his own set of.
He had more than Holmes.
Yeah.
If you would
Yeah.
look at it like that, but
he says he cannot bet against the Chiefs because of the crap that's going on with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Basically.
Can't argue with him.
You can't argue with it. Now, I think the biggest key for the Eagles on the defense is that defensive line, and they've got to be able to get home with 4 guys and send everyone else back. But you cannot. And this is very important. If they don't do this, they will lose the game. You cannot outrun Patrick Mahomes and let him get to the outside and let him scoot up in the pocket because he runs a lot in the playoffs. And that's what's killer. He'll get 15, 20 yards.
Yeah.
And then
Get another 15 on top of it because he slides late.
Once
or
you
gets
touch
hit out
him,
of bounds.
once you touch him, it's another 15. And that is big. You've got to stay in your gaps. You've got to get the edge. And
you got to take his flag from around his waist.
And be smart about it, because if they can't get home with 4 and they got to start blitzing, they're not going to win. You got to get home with those 4. And I mean, it's doable because the Eagles' defensive line is really good. The Eagles' offensive line is really good. You got Saquon, the cowbell in the back, but the Chiefs' defense hasn't allowed a has only allowed like 1 or 2 100-yard rushers in their playoffs runs, the last 3 years. So they're really good at stopping the runs. So something's going to break here, and I hope it's Saquon breaking for 65-yard touchdowns.
Keep an eye on Kareem Hunt tomorrow too.
That's another one. Derpy also mentioned Saquon. He just worries about the fourth quarter comeback kind of stuff from the Chiefs. So
Well, and at the end of the day, if the Eagles
you
get down,
you give Patrick the ball, and he's gonna probably
it,
do something with it.
if the Eagles get down 2 scores and they've got to throw the ball, the game is over. So
yeah. I mean, man, I'm just sick of it. The thing is, and I don't know if I don't know. I'm not sure if I did a short on this or not. I think I tried, and something happened. I don't know what happened. Something happened with it. Maybe it got dinged for copyright or something. But Patrick Mahomes, there are moments where I have seen him, and I've seen other quarterbacks in the NFL do this too. That is very frustrating. They fake slide.
Yep, he did it He did it about a month ago, and eases up and goes to fake slide, and they ease up, and then he puts his foot in the ground and goes for another 15. So
Right.
then they start hitting him, and then they get flagged for hitting him. You can't win.
I'm telling the team to hit him every damn time, and you make it count. Set this tone. If he's getting 15 there or free 15, because he fakes,
He's gonna feel the 15.
He's gonna feel it.
Right.
100%.
Oh yeah, that's the thing is I think that's I was gonna make a short or something. I think it was comparing defenses from the 2000s, early 2000s and even 90s versus now, and it's just like these guys can't really hit certain things, and even if a hit sounds bad, even if it's a clean hit, because it sounds bad, because the fans react, they throw the flag. I'm just like, okay, I guess,
Keep an eye out for Saquon fumbling too. A couple years ago, he had a very, very big trouble holding on the football. He seems to have gotten better with it, but keep an eye. That could be a very big turnover.
It's something very interesting that we talked about before the beginning of the year because they changed the rule on it. I have not seen one flag this year for a hip drop tackle.
Right.
Oh yeah, that they made a big deal about all that.
We thought I was like, this is ridiculous. How are these cornerbacks supposed to bring down 300-pound running? Like how? And I haven't seen one flag. I've seen a couple plays. I'm like, oh, there's a hip drop. Nope, they didn't call it. I thought that was going to be a big thing this year, and I didn't see one single flag thrown. So I'm glad because I thought it was going to take over, and
I mean, we haven't seen it, so
watch that come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All of a sudden, it's just constant. You're like, what? Wait.
Hip drop tackle.
They forgot until now.
Oh, I know we were forgetting something.
Jeff, I gotta say, I like the NFL sign you got.
Oh yeah. Can
you change that to whatever? Like
I can change it to I can change it to whatever.
That is awesome. Where did you get that?
So I got this thing from work. They do like the spin wheel like every year that you've been there, and then you spin and then they get you a prize. And I won like a gift card to wherever, and I got it to Amazon because I've been wanting that thing for a while.
That is sick.
So and it was on sale, so I was like, I'm gonna buy that.
I think
so.
Send me a link because I might need to pick one up in over too. That's badass.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right, guys. Well, let's predict the Super Bowl. I think I know where you're gonna lean. Whatever. Craig, who do you got?
I will never go against him until he proves me wrong.
Where's Cat at when we need her on the
I tried. Last week I thought Josh might help me out, but yeah, I learned my lesson. We're gonna drive the apology bus right through Arrowhead Stadium, and sorry, Mr. Mahomes, Kermit Frog, you win the game.
Jeff, who do you got, Jeff?
Oh man, I gotta go with the Eagles, man. I can't. I know we do this every year, and I'm like, man, not this year, Mahomes. But God, I can't.
He might six-peat. I don't know.
Dang it, I can't do it. I can't see it. And you know what? No, I can't do it. So I'm gonna say no, Eagles. I'm not gonna fall into it. I can't do it. I cannot be comfortable with myself saying it. So I'm gonna say no. Worst case scenario, they do win. Travis Kelce retires, and we're done. We're done with all this
They
nonsense.
win.
So
Kelsey retires and proposes to Taylor Swift on the 25.
There you go.
And
Throw up.
everybody's happy.
My God.
get it out. Taylor Swift now becomes
Well, he's
Travis
already-
Kelce.
Travis Kelce already said he's not retiring whether they win or lose.
Come on, gosh.
So,
He keeps talking about it. He's talked about it before.
Go on tour on the 2.0 Eras tour and make a bunch of money. And
I have got to go with the Eagles.
you guys suck.
I'm gonna do it. I can't root for the Chiefs. I just can't. I'm gonna go against them, and I'll probably be wrong. They're actually favorited they're actually like favorited by like 1.5, I think, whatever.
Philadelphia's
So
favored by 1.5.
hmm
I would take that on the money line all day long.
No, well, no, my bad. Chiefs minus 1.5. That means they're favored, right? Negative
Yeah.
means they're favored. Okay, Chiefs are 1.5. But then if you scroll down here, it says the percentage. It's the matchup predictor is 56% Eagles and 43% Chiefs. I don't know. I'm going with the Eagles. I'll be wrong, but I cannot go for the Chiefs. Can't do it. Won't do it.
This one is for Craig from Derpy. He says he is all cut up on Cobra Kai before part 3 drops for season 6. So I guess he's looking at your shirt.
I'm glad he is, because I'm about 3 seasons behind.
I have not watched a single episode.
Oh, well, there you go.
Is it good?
He also went on to say,
Get in your
let's
ball.
see.
Get in your home ball. Are you too good for your home?
he went on to say that
So good.
he went with the Chiefs 34-31.
Chiefs are 1.5 points favorites, and the
Yeah.
over/under is 48.5.
Okay.
So, I guess we're gonna have all the points.
Jeff, that sign is amazing. I love it. Send me a link.
Okay.
Go to your home. Are you too
Go
good
to
for
your
your
home.
home?
Too good for
I
your
gotta watch
home,
the second
no.
one. See if
Oh
they
yeah, that's
did
gonna
it
be
any
good.
See if they did it any justice.
When is it coming out?
I
It's
don't
out
know.
now. I think
it's out now?
I think
No.
so.
What?
Oh,
I almost want to bet that it's out.
How did
on
I miss
Netflix.
I'm
this?
gonna have to look this up.
It went straight to Netflix.
Yeah, it's part of his 7-movie contract.
Take it.
Is it out now? If it's out, I'm going to watch after the show.
Instant release 2025.
Yeah, they don't know when.
Oh, Derpy is saying it is not out yet.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
supposed to
coming
be
out this year. We
this
just don't
year.
know
Coming
when.
soon, only on Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah, Adam Sandler signed a 7-movie contract with Netflix, so everything that he does goes to Netflix, and he's on like movie number 6 or I think this may be 7. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, that's a great sign, Jeff. I need a link. Well, there you have it, guys. There you go. What's your plans for the Super Bowl?
I
Sit
mean,
at the
I got
house 'cause
some.
I gotta go to bed about 7 seconds after it ends,
Yeah,
and
you gotta
then I only get about 4 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep to do that.
I'm the late guy this week,
So sleep till 5 o'clock, and then get up and watch the Super Bowl.
what do you got planned going on, Jeff?
I got some ribs that I have in the fridge that I'm gonna make. I found some jalapeno cheddar sausage at the grocery store,
Nice.
and I was like, I saw it, and then I like for a second I looked, and then I'm like, I'm buying that. My mom we went over there a couple weeks ago to get some, just to see her and stuff. I had to put some furniture together, and then she gave us some Christmas stuff. And so one of the things was barbecue bourbon sauce stuff.
Nice.
So I'm gonna put that to use tomorrow. So,
Nice. There you go.
but yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, I'll watch it. I if it's out of control and I'm just like, okay, like, but if all of a sudden it's close, I'm gonna be pretty engaged. Just hoping that this whole thing stops.
The buck stops here. Hopefully.
Yeah. I don't know if are we gonna get into the depression that there is Mavs fans, or are we not going to talk about
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
that? Yeah.
I don't think we will this episode. Let's leave
Okay.
it football. It's an hour already into it.
Mm.
We could go another 45 minutes talking about how dumb the Dallas Mavericks are.
Oh, just to give
Nico
people
Collins has his own security squad at his house now because that was such a good trade.
Yeah.
For
A trade so
for a bag
bad.
of airline peanuts and some jacks.
A trade so bad, everyone thought it was fake news.
I thought, okay, so let me just get this out real quick before I get into it.
Jeff yelled at me.
Derpy,
you are a moron.
Derpy says his plans are crying on Cancun Island and eating chips and dip. That's what his plans are for the Super Bowl. So Craig texted. It was like at 12, so I was like late. I was like, what's going on? And I honestly was like about to go to bed.
Went to sleep and forgot the show and was like, I went to bed early. And I'm sitting here and I'm perusing the internet and I'm like, this can't be real. So I checked like here, and I'm like, it's 3 different places. I'm going with it. And I put it out and I think I broke the internet. And Jeff's like, you're a moron. He's like, that's never happened.
Yeah. I thought it was crap. I thought it was like, I'm like, Craig, are you looking at a bot account or like, what is this?
Look, even the NBA 2K game was like, no, we're not making this trade.
They rejected it. It was like, this is not a good trade.
This is not fair.
So that we don't go all the way into it, just a quick little synopsis. I thought it was nuts. I thought Craig was looking at some bot account that was fake. And somebody just completely made some random. Yeah. And it was just ridiculous. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, we will talk about this. We may need to do a whole nother episode on it. My Super Bowl schedule. I was supposed to go to a buddy's house, and I was supposed to go to a buddy's house, eat some wings, hang out. Well, they're sick with the flu, so all right, we'll just stay home. I went to HEB today. We got brisket, stuffed jalapenos wrapped in bacon. We got a shrimp ring. We got the HEB queso. We're just gonna snack it up, watch the game. We got some ribs we're gonna cook, and then a buddy of mine who used to be my neighbor moved away. I say moved away. He moved like 20 minutes down the street, and he's like, hey, I'm going to smoke some wings. I'll bring him over to your house. We'll watch Super Bowl together. So he's going to bring some wings. We're going to have just a smorgasbord of random food. And I've watched every Super Bowl since I can remember. And if it wasn't for the game, it was for the commercials. So hopefully we have some entertainment there.
Talk about disappointing. They have really not been great the last couple of years. And the halftime show, I could just get up and go.
The halftime shows.
I can go drive around the block.
When you go get a second helping of food because
you
know there's no reason to watch.
That's not in on that.
I thought last year's commercials had some really good ones. They've really been pretty bad. I thought last year was better than I expected.
They've gone up so much. It's some unlandish like $250,000 or something to even be for a 30-second spot.
It's millions. I mean, it's absolutely insane. But I mean, they pay it because at the end of the day, they get that money back at the end of the day. Now, I wonder with all the we talked about it, and I kind of hit on at the beginning of the show with all the we're boycotting the Super Bowl, we're not watching it. I wonder how the
numbers the numbers will still be the same. You hear this all the time. The numbers will still be the same. Everybody's going to have it on, even if it's on in the background, it'll be on.
It was just like the Mavs. They protested today outside the stadium with fire Nico and you're a moron. And then you look at the building inside and it's a packed house. I'm like, okay, well, you're obviously not you're not too upset. So let's calm down here a little bit, I guess. But anyways. All right. Anybody got anything else? Jeff, Greg, anything else?
Not much going on. Yeah, I probably am. I probably won't be on next Saturday because I'm going to my mom's again. So,
well, PSA out, guys. We're down to 1 episode a week now. We were doing 2 episodes a week during football. Sports kind of slowed down after football. We'll be on Saturday nights at 9 o'clock Central Texas time. Our official email for the show is thesportscast@outlook.com. If you want to email us any questions you may have, you want to email us your hot take, sports opinions, or something that you guys want us to talk about, you can email us there. You can go to our YouTube page at Outspoken Network and find us there. We have a couple other things too working in the works there, but main thing is just to grow the show. So,
and I wanted to shout out to people that have subscribed. We've had a lot.
We've had about 70
of people subscribe over the last few weeks, maybe even month, really, and kind of a big jump there. And I just want to tell them thanks. We're trying to get everything kind of. We've really started just pushing the YouTube thing, so it's kind of cool to see it kind of take off and have some support and stuff. So I just wanted to put that out there as well. Go ahead, Brian.
A big reason is Jeff doing those shorts, man. Keep it up. Those shorts have been amazing. The clips you're making are I mean, I've spit out water laughing at some of them. Yeah, it's so good. But we're just trying to put out all the content we can, give you our hot takes, and we're just 3 guys that love sports and we like to talk and got on to make a podcast. So we appreciate all you guys taking time out of your days to come out and listen to the show and interact with us on the show and comment. And Derpy, thank you so much. I'm sorry I couldn't see your comments today. We need to get that fixed. Thanks, Vanessa and Ryan and all those that participated in tonight's episode. God bless and remember.
Keep it outspoken.
Good episode, guys. Good episode. I like that.
Stars are up 4-2.
What?
Wow.
When we started, Jeff, the Stars
were down 2-0 in the first 3 minutes.
3 minutes of the game, and now they're winning 4-2. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
They were up 3-2 at the end of the first, and they already scored. It's already into the second. Duchesne's on Hattie watch already.
Nice.
He had 2 last night, and he's got 2 tonight.
Yeah, that sign, Jeff, is amazing.
Oh, yeah.